Ever since I was a kid, I really wanted superpowers. I got bit by spiders multiple times, but I never got them. I just recently got into researching other ways to get superpowers, and luckily, there's a few other ways to get them. Extreme and toxic environments can physically alter the human genetic code. While our DNA is designed to be a stable blueprint, prolonged exposure to irregular conditions can force it to change. There are multiple ways these mutations follow and look at real-world consequences, ranging from long-term health risks like cancer to changes that are passed down to future generations. DNA mutations in these environments generally happen through two specific pathways. These include direct damage and failure to repair cells, a physical or chemical deconstruction of the DNA molecule. For example, high-energy radiation can act like a microscopic projectile, physically breaking the DNA strands. Toxic chemicals can also bind to the DNA, clogging the code and making it unreadable. Failure to repair occurs because our bodies have internal mechanics, which are basically enzymes that constantly scan and fix DNA errors. However, under the extreme stress of toxic or high radiation environment, these repair systems become overwhelmed. They either miss the errors entirely, or they can make mistakes while trying to fix them, which causes a permanent mutation to be locked into the genetic code. Humans experience these genetic shifts most clearly in three main scenarios. These being high altitudes, places with extreme radiation or toxic environments. In places with very low oxygen, the body is under constant survival pressure. We've seen specific genetic shifts in high altitude populations that change their blood and the way their blood carries oxygen. This is a direct response to harsh environment, ultimately caused by high altitude. If you've seen Deadpool, this is what causes Deadpool to finally mutate in the first movie. The next is extreme radiation. This occurs in outer space or near radioactive sites. Radiation causes double strand to break. This is most dangerous form of damage because the DNA is severed completely, which often leads to large scaling or shuffling of the genetic code. An example of this was workers who helped mitigate radiation spread in the Chernobyl exclusion zone after the big nuclear power plant meltdown. Many workers were exposed to high levels of radiation, which caused DNA mutation and painful deaths for most of them. The last notable cause of DNA mutation is exposure to toxic environments, this being prolonged exposure to heavy metals or industrial pollutants, which causes chemical mutations. The toxins interfere with the way cells divide, leading to frequent errors in the DNA sequence. The effects of these mutations generally manifest in two ways. The first, everyone thinks, is increased cancer risk. When mutations occur in the genes that control cell growth and cells begin to multiply uncontrollably. This is why radiation and toxic exposure are so closely linked to high cancer rates. The environment has essentially broken the stop switch in the DNA. Another common way mutations are seen in humans are genetic disorders in the hereditary area. This basically means that if there are mutations occur in the sperm or egg cells, the changes become heritable. So it's going to be passed down to children. This means that damage caused by an extreme environment isn't just a problem for the individual exposed. It's like I said, it's just passed down to their children. This potentially results in permanent genetic disorders for future generations. Extreme conditions do more than just stress for the body. They physically rewrite our genetic code, either by breaking the DNA directly or exhausting our body's ability to fix itself. These environments lead to permanent changes. As we continue to push more into extreme environments, understanding these genetic risks is vital for protecting both current and future generations. If you really want superpowers, drink out of a radioactive river or camp on top of a toxic waste dump site. Yeah.